Good everyone, organized video. Today we have a review on Hagiri's A5M4. Now, as I mentioned in the Ki-27 battle and the review of that, yeah, this thing has lost its touch now. It's been outclassed, obsoleted by the Ki-27 Tachiarai thingy, and yeah, that that is certainly something that really gives this thing not much of a purpose now. Because, like I say, I don't know if this aircraft is still the starter premium that Japan gets, but as mentioned in the Ki-27, it really should be the Ki-27. The problem is with the A5M4 is it's obsoleted by the Ki-27 in multiple different areas. So first of all, climb rate. This thing climbs about 1,000 feet to 2,000 feet a minute slower than the Ki-27. So already you're lower than what you could be in a Ki-27. Secondly, turn rate. This thing doesn't turn as well as the Ki-27. Thirdly, speed. This thing is slower, dives worse, and accelerates a little worse than the Ki-27. And finally, it's more down to the aircraft itself, but the durability of the Ki-27 is actually better than the A5M4, but albeit not by much. But I find I can take more hits in the Ki-27 than I can this thing. There is a minor difference in the aircraft in terms of the engine, actually. Some people think these aircraft share the same engine, which, according to Gaijin, they do. Because if you look, we have the Nakajima Kotobuki 41, and you'll notice there is a slight difference in horsepower. Not like it makes a huge difference. But let's put it this way. You're here because of the A5M4's review, not the Ki-27, where I'm just ripping this thing apart. I just don't think this aircraft is worth getting anymore. On the main basis that the Ki-27 just outclasses it in every way, shape, or form. So this review is going to be shorter than the others, but personally, just get the Ki-27 if you didn't choose Japan as your first nation. Because this thing just is obsolete now. In my personal opinion, this thing is obsolete. And it pains me to say it because I got it back in the day because I thought it's going to be fun, it's going to be something that, well, I know Harry doesn't like it, but maybe I might like it. And I do still like the plane, but there's no point to it anymore. But hey, it could be worse. I mean, you will see this aircraft again in the premium series, but it's going to be a while before that comes around yet. So be patient, but don't worry, I will be doing a video on these two, plus the other Japanese aircraft that I have. But we'll soon see. So, let's jump into the battle, and let's see what I got up to in Hagiri's A5M4. Now, this did get me, well, this battle specifically actually got me a bit of hate from a user in the enemy team. Now, sure, I can understand where the guy comes from, but clearly he didn't look at one other player on my team, which I have seen many more times than I've been in low tier. The player's name is Vlatko. You can see him just underneath my name on the left-hand side. He flies nothing but the HE-100. Yeah, the HE-100. He has about 63 days in a fighter. I have about 56 worth to 58. And apparently I'm the problem. Yeah, I've got a lot of experience in fighters, but you gotta remember, I play a lot more bombers and ground attackers now, and obviously I've been playing tanks a lot more recently, so realistically, I'm not the best, like, I'm not exactly in the most overpowered plane, let alone, I'm not really seal clubbing in an A5M. If you think I'm seal clubbing, then I think that says more about the player than it does about me. So on the enemy team, I believe it's the user Zirex98 who is not going to be happy with me, so I'm going to leave the chat up for later. I'm skipping us ahead because obviously we need to get towards this point. So there he is down there, and there's a gladiator. I decided to target the gladiator first because the gladiator was A, the highest, and B, it can actually turn with an A5M pretty well. So he's coming in for a head-on. Obviously I do not have the firepower to take a gladiator head-on, so I pull it into the vertical, and with my good power to weight ratio, I'm able to bring it around quite easily. I take aim and start aiming for the gladiator's pilot. I get a good crit into the engine there, and I bring it back up into the vertical, so that way I can force him into losing more speed, and I can get a better shot like this. Now unfortunately I don't kill the pilot there, which is what I'm primarily trying to do, but even so, I swing the plane back around for another pass. The gladiator gives me just enough shot so that I can actually get the pilot, and there we go, kill number 1. That actually took a quarter of my ammunition load. 7.7s on both the Ki-27 and this are not great, but like I say, it's all about shot placement. And as you can tell, the enemy team is down to just 5 planes. 4 of them being here. I pull into the vertical after nearly ripping my wings off due to overspeed, and I decided to target the more important vehicles. The J8A for its firepower, there's kill number 2. I now target the F3F due to its maneuverability. And now I'm going to target the Hawk due to its combined maneuverability and firepower. Kill number 3. I swing the plane back around and make my way towards the F3F because he needs to go next. And this is where he's going to get a little angry. That's kill number 4. This is where Xerix98 gets a little bit pissed off at me, which I put it in the Discord server. I didn't respond to him at the time, but eventually I do respond to him. And let's put it this way, it was rather funny that he's accusing me of being a clubber, and yet he doesn't realise Vlatko's on this team. So, yeah. And plus, why would I seal club in this? If I wanted to seal club, I'd take a CW or a BF191. So, yeah. Seal clubbing in an A5M is the last thing I would pick. So I'm going to jump us ahead because it's a couple of minutes before I engage the final aircraft. And here we go. Wow, someone with 54 days in a fighter, and there's me with just a few hours in them. Not a steep learning curve, no. I didn't respond to him at the time. At this point, I actually snipped it and put it in the Discord server, and everyone was just laughing. And I've played a waiting game at this point. The Hampton is currently landing back at his base, and well, I'm not hugely concerned about waiting for him, because I've still got about 9 minutes, 10 minutes of fuel left, so it's not a huge concern, and I still have over 500 rounds. So at this point, the Hampton is actually starting to make his way out of his base, which is actually quite handy for me. And there you can see Vlatko over there farming ground targets. He is actually going to be attempting to kill steal later, because, well, he's a prick. He kill steals, all he plays is that plane, and yeah. He's not a nice chap either, let's put it that way. So I'm coming on the Hampton. I'm coming in from one of the dead zones, trying to take out the gunners and set the thing on fire, which I actually do. I don't think I took out a gunner, but I think the fire does that for me. But obviously, as you can tell by the minimap, Vlatko is coming in to kill steal. Because, well, that's all he does. He kills steals, he even team kills, he's just a douche. I swing the plane back around to get it before Vlatko can steal. And Vlatko actually hits me, so I was tempted to J out. It's at this point where Xerixport's having a ball with noobs. Again, Vlatko's on my team, so I wouldn't exactly call me the clubber. But at the moment, I'm going to come up with one of my favourite comebacks, which you'll see in the chat in just a moment. Because I had to respond to this guy. It's just natural that I respond to this guy. And any second now, before the game ends, having a ball with your whiny ass, because I had to do it. I saw the opportunity, and well, why the hell not? I mean, the guy didn't respond to me in PMs after, so clearly it must have worked. But like I say, the A5M4 is not as good as it used to be. I personally wouldn't suggest purchasing it at all, but if you've got all of the other Japanese premiums, I guess it'll make a nice Hangar collectible, I suppose. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys off. I hope you enjoyed today's review on the A5M4, well, Hagiri's A5M4, and I'll catch you all on the next one.